Good morning everybody, and welcome to EastSussexBiker, the channel that cares. I fitted some cheap LED lights, which I intended for the car, to be honest with you, not lights but bulbs, and I put them in. It all was good. And because I'd go out at silly hours of the day and night, I decided that these would be better and a brighter light, obviously, as we all know. So from my house to within sort of 30 miles, I'm practically on full beam most of the time because it's very rural where I am. And sure enough, as I get over the forest into the deepest depths of darkness, the main beamed lights just stop working. Anyway, I wasn't going to sit there in the middle of the forest and try and work out what the problem was. Fortunately, because this has three lights, main beam, which there is two, and headlight beam, which is obviously one. Anyway, so that remained working, so I managed to tiptoe through the darkness with just the headlamp, which wasn't too much of a problem, and the LED was an advantage. It was a brighter light, so it gave me a better field of vision, and I managed to get to work. But then I thought, well, they are only cheap ones, and I only put them in just to see what the difference it might make. Anyway, went to work, did my day, and then when I came back to the bike, I thought, well, I'll just try them and see, and sure enough they worked. So obviously they're just overheated, and so I managed to use them sparingly on the way home. And then I got to thinking, well, what if I step it up a gear and get some better ones? And then I went to the K1300s Facebook group, and somebody went, oh, you need to try these. And I think they're called NOVSIGHT. So anyway, I got a pair of those this morning, and I've popped those in the main beam, and they have a fan on them. I still have a lamp fault that's come up because the headlamp one hasn't been changed, the dip beam. So I'll change that later. I just wanted to see if the main beam one stayed on. So we'll see later on. Let's see how they work now that they've got a bit of cooling. So at the moment I'm running my cheap headlight LED, and then I've got these other two new LED bulbs in, which have a cooling fan, so I'm hoping they won't switch off after being on for a while. Them's is bright. Wow, they're bright. that. That's amazing. Wow, that's just like night and day. Ready? Here we go. I can see. The only downside is the signs because it reflects back so much. Right, so let's turn them off again. Well, I hope that shows up. And tomorrow I shall put the main headlamp in and see how much better that is. Hi everybody. Right, so I'm here with the bike. As you can see, that's going to be difficult to film in there. So I'm going to put them in and then I'll show you the beam pattern as best as I can in the shed. But I'm hoping the headlamp will be as good as the main beam. Well, not as good, but certainly a lot brighter. That's the aim. Let's crack on. All about. Right, there we go. And this was the one, I put 3 of these in, and like I said before, the main beam one just stopped working. They obviously overheated, so we'll change that. Okay, right, so this is, they're all the same by the way, there's no difference. So like I say, I'm not going to take that piece off. Going to leave it as it is and then put it in, and then those wires there that retain it I shall just slip past the biggest bit. It should go in. Well, I know it will because the other ones were fine, but see they've got a fan in them so it should cool them down. Right, so I can't really do this holding, as I said, holding the camera. Right, well there you go, that's how it fits in. I've just got to put those 2 wires, the retaining clip, over that and then plug it in. Right, so it's now in, and the retaining clips have got to go over this big body here, and then we'll plug it in. Right, so I don't know whether you can see, the clips are in place now, all clipped in, and all we've got is the plug to fit in. Now it does go in a special way, but I won't know because there's a plus and a minus obviously, and I'm not sure which is which, so I'll plug that in, which I'm going to struggle to do one-handed. So I'll do that and then we'll check the lights. Right, so hopefully you can hear me. So the light is in, the light is on, so you have to run the bike to have the headlamp on. Anyway, so that's that. And then we have the cap. Let me just show you the front first. So that's the headlamp. still got the little bulb at the front which I need to change at some point, which is easy enough to do. Right, there we go. So anyway, does it come on? No. Yeah, so anyway, now we need to just put a cap on, which is this. We'll just pop that on. That's in place, as are the others, and that's that done. I'll just show you the main beam, and this is even in the sunlight. That is very bright, but amazing. And it's turned the lamp failure light off, and the lamp failure light has gone off as well, which is good. So we're all there. So maybe later tonight I shall do another video clip showing what the headlight is like when riding. So until later on. Right, so here we are in the dark with the headlamp on this time. So this has got all the same bulbs in, and this is the headlamp, and this is good, I've got to say, very good. So I'll show you again. It's not the nicest of evenings for this, but it's been very wet, but it's kind of just spitting at the moment. But we'll just get out of the way of this little town here, get into the countryside, and then we'll be able to see the light better. There's a lot more light on the dip beam than there was. So I'm not sure what you can see because of the rain, but I've certainly got a lot more light on a dip beam. There's main beam. You can probably see the rain now. But overall, these NOVSIGHT or NOVALIGHT, I can't remember what it was now. Overall, these are brilliant bulbs. I really like them. I'm almost wondering whether they're legal. But obviously, being LED, they're a much better light than the normal tungsten. Right, here we are. Look, I knew there was going to be some mist tonight, and here it is. And this will be the acid test of the fog. So I shan't be going home very quickly. It'll be interesting to see the reaction for somebody coming the other way too. A friend of mine has actually got a yellow headlamp cover on his bike, but it's black and yellow, his bike, so it kind of does look rather in keeping. But in this sort of weather, I kind of almost feel like I need something like that, or orange, you know, like the fog light you'd get. See, he thought that was on main beam. It's very difficult to see. So at least with the tungsten lights you've got that sort of yellowy look about them, which in the fog kind of probably is better. It doesn't help I can't keep the water off my visor either. It's going to be a very slow ride home. Of course with fog or mist it just, visor just gets covered in it. You can't do much about it except keep wiping it. And I can't really see the road surface as such. But fortunately I know the road, but that doesn't make any difference other than the fact that you know roughly where you are. And if the deer are out tonight, I could be knackered. And there's not a great deal of road markings on this road because I keep repairing it. This light is almost too bright really. But then I know even if I had a halogen I'd have the same problem. I think the white light just exasperates it. Just trying to keep my eye on the curb and the road markings. There's just no way that I can go any quicker. I can't even see where I'm bloody going now. It's so foggy. Anyway, so there you go, you can see the difference with the headlight, definitely. So main beam, dip beam. So on that bombshell, thank you for watching this and sharing this with me on this dark, damp, foggy night. But there you go, that's the difference it makes with LEDs. And to be fair, if I'd had the halogen ones in I would probably be in a similar situation and riding at a similar speed, so I can't honestly say that there's much disadvantage, but at least the spread of light is better and I can actually see more. So EastSussexBiker saying thank you very much, thank you for joining me, hope you enjoyed this, and good night.